Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken's here, back to another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to do a wrap-up and review of Season 53, now that the season has come to a close. Also, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Today is the 25th, so hope you are able to spend some time with your friends, family, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for another great year of Boom Beach Warships. And I think we're going to see some interesting things come to the game because I think Nunu said somewhere, or it was talked about, that last year, this year coming is going to have some exciting stuff. So, yeah, that's always good news. Now, we're going to talk today about Season 53 specifically, and then we'll go over, final ranks and that kind of thing. So, if you guys haven't already, appreciate those of you that subscribe to the channel. Just takes a second, does help out the videos, and if you want to see them more regularly, that kind of thing. Big shout out to those of you that have been using the code CHICKEN in the shop, and we're going to be announcing our giveaway at the end of this week, maybe this weekend. So anyone that is a channel member automatically entered into the monthly giveaway to get Supercell merch. Cool stuff. There's a whole video. As soon as you become a member, you can see it, and it explains everything. But yeah, so with that out of the way, let's talk about Season 53 specifically. Now, I'll talk a little bit about the season as a whole and also my season. So, it was a weird one going in because we had the troop boost for the first time, we had an extended tech tree, and it was a 4-week season. So there's a lot of different things happening. Now, I think first we have to talk about are the troop boosts, because that was probably the most exciting thing going into this season. And honestly, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about them because, there was lots of times, if you guys watch the videos, where I was using a troop and then I would rank up and then I just totally forgot to upgrade it or just to switch over to it and put the boost on it. So, I mean, they definitely were helpful, but I didn't notice them that much. It wasn't something that I constantly thought about, like, oh, shoot, this guy's attacked me with the warrior boost, like he's going to crush me. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't have that kind of wow factor. It just ended up being kind of the same thing. It's like everyone, I think these notes, and I know we talked about it a million times, but I think what would make these notes more interesting is if it was building health, troop damage, troop health, building damage. You got to select between one of those four. Because then you're really customizing your base and your playstyle around that stuff. So it's like, you could have the same interaction. It's like, oh my god, this guy's got 150 building health, at 4ER because he swapped to this versus... this guy's got 150% warrior troop damage, like he's going to smash me. So things like that I think would make for more interesting gameplay interactions and stuff. It was a cool feature nonetheless. I just felt like it kind of fell flat a little bit under expectations. I think it was, I was definitely excited to use them going in, and it ended up being just whatever you use, throw the boost on, and it kind of ends up being the same thing. So yeah, the troop boosts were cool, but that's how I felt about them. You guys let me know in the comments. Maybe you disagree. So, I felt like the theme of this season, it was just all defense. It was like nothing else really mattered unless you had all defense, which ended up working out great for me because I had all defense, and then I was able to ride some tech with that and get up to the offensive point towards the end. But I don't know. Is the answer to make defense weaker? I don't think it's as simple as that. I think there needs to be breakaway points in the tech tree where, sure, defense is strong for a minute or two, maybe a couple days early on. Typically defense is always good. But then maybe put in a troop that makes defense not as good. So then if you rush to that troop, then it's, you're going to do a lot better. I don't know exactly, how to do that. So I'm not going to go in depth on examples, but I think it would lead to more fun gameplay, and then people not feeling like, oh, I'm just going to lose because I can't, there's no way around beating these guys that have all the defense. There's literally nothing I can do against the more heavily defended bases. Whereas I think if, maybe they're on the right track with the troop boost, but, if you put in some troops where it's like, okay, you get to this point, even if you don't have all the defense, now you're going to be caught up because you're going to be able to take down the base just as fast. But having points where it's like defense is good, then it shifts to offense, depending on what you get, then defense is good again. And just having it kind of rotate throughout the season rather than just being, I felt the problem with this season, it was just too defensive heavy, and that made for kind of lackluster gameplay, at least early on. The point where I got to, honestly, everyone was saying that it was all defense, but everyone I was going against had the exact same defense that I did, and it came down to who could do the faster, heavy chopper Zuka attacks, and that's what it ended up, having to turn into. The attacks were cool. Like, I did enjoy attacking like this with the heavy choppers and Zukas. It was definitely different. But it wasn't, it wasn't the case for very long. Like, I kind of, obviously I parked too early and I should have been playing more and I might have had a shot at top 50, but, yeah, I felt like, especially parking early, I missed playing. I really did. I was watching everyone else play. I was like, man, I want to get in there and not on the low-level account, on the main account. Yeah, so I had a little bit of FOMO going on there, but yeah, for the attack style overall, I felt like it was still fun, and it did come down to who was faster on offense opposed to just who simply had the most defense. Because like I said, everybody had the most defense at this point, so it goes hand in hand. But yeah, it was definitely. I'd say overall it was a pretty good season. There was low points and critiques, but there's always going to be that. I felt like it wasn't overly game breaking, but I do feel like on these defensive seasons, for those guys that aren't able to get out ahead early, or maybe that don't have instant training or whatever, it's really tough to catch up. Like, I would say it's almost impossible to catch up because you can't out defense somebody that's got defense. It just doesn't work like that. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of and then we had all the stuff. We had all the nodes unlocked. I felt like the final meta was pretty good. Going into 70 Rs with the bombardiers and the heavy chopper. It's the usual. But I'd like to see boosts on the heavy choppers and the bombers. If we're gonna boost for every other troop, why not boost up all the troops that especially the ones we're using most of the season. If you really want us to have a good understanding and experience of using the troop boost, don't just put it on the troops that are only using, for, very briefly at the beginning of the season. Put it on all the stuff. I think that makes more sense. But, again, you guys let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Then the next thing was the other change we had this season. We did have a lot of changes coming in the season. We had the, what was it? It was the star progression change towards the end. And we'll take a look at the leaderboard here in a sec. But yeah, that was basically. I don't think it changed too much on a 4-week season. A rank 25 cutoff isn't out of the question. It's not super abnormal, and as of right now, I'm still at number 70 global, which is pretty cool. And the cutoff for 50 ended up being legendary 2 with 20 stars. So. Yeah, but if we look at the cutoff, I mean, the season's over by the time this comes out, but, yeah, it ended up being, what do we got here? Ended up being, yeah, so I think it'll be close to 25, guys, maybe high 24s, but, yeah, I don't think it really changed that much. Funny enough, I was like 7 in Canada the other day, and then I went back up to 5, so. I don't know, interesting stuff. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good season, extended holiday. I think Extended Cruise was my favorite 4-week season, but this one was still good overall. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. Appreciate you guys. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, guys. Hope you have a great day. Appreciate you, and we'll catch you next one. Chicken out. Back.